Hey everybody, welcome back to the channel. It's been a while. That's the slogan for this channel. It's been a while since we've done some video formatted stuff that's not the podcast. I figured throw it back to olden days, do a good old-fashioned Blu-ray update, show you guys some of the things I've picked up the past few months. Now, a lot of these things in here are not really newer. They're just things that I've picked up between the last time I've showed things off. I wanted to hold off a few more days longer because Poltergeist 4K is coming out soon, and I wanted to check that out and show it off, but alas. First and foremost though, before we get into some of the hauls... Hi. You're interrupting me. First and foremost, before we get started, I just wanted to let everybody know that we are affiliated now with MoviePalette.com. Movie palettes are created by a team of artists who carefully choose colors for our canvas paintings. Firstly, the most common color of every scene in the movie is found. Colorful stripes are then put on canvas in chronological order from left to right. The length of each strip represents the length of a scene in the movie. Firstly, they capture every single scene in the movie. Then the average color of every scene is found in there, and then they're put in chronological order to complete a movie palette. The quality is really nice. Of course, I had to go with a Saving Private Ryan. As you can see, each scene is represented by a color, and the longer the strip is, the longer the scene is. For example, this black scene, I'm guessing, is probably the scene in the church where they all talk and have down-to-earth conversations. But I'll leave a link down below. Make sure to go check it out. It is moviepalette.com, and if you use our coupon code SLACKER15, you'll get 15% off your purchase. Helps Movie Palette, helps the channel, and helps you get a great piece of artwork for maybe your favorite film. Okay, let's start out right from the top. Justice League 4K. Now some of you may be asking, why? What the fuck? Why is this in your collection? Well, this was gifted to me by somebody. I didn't pay any money for it, so that is why. Next up, we have Okja, the 4K Criterion version. Now, while it is very simple to just jump on Netflix, find this movie and watch it, I much prefer to have it in this format. This is a film that I liked the first time, and then rewatching it on 4K, not only is it gorgeous, but I really kind of love the movie a whole lot. Bong Joon-ho is, you know, he's the guy, he's the man. He's a really great filmmaker. This is a more American film for him with an American cast for the most part, but this is a very touching, hard to watch, but also beautiful film. Next up, we have Licorice Pizza. Now, while I wanted to wait, because I would almost guess that eventually this would come to Criterion, I couldn't help it. I wanted to pick it up. I love this movie so much. PTA, Paul Thomas Anderson, is just one of the best. One of the absolute best. Alana Haim and Cooper Hoffman are just delightful in this movie. They're delightful together. They have a great chemistry. We're not even going to talk about the controversy over this film because it's silly. But I think they're both super charismatic, charming people, and I think it's a great story about a complicated relationship and then growing up in the 70s in California. I just think PTA has a way of making movies that have a certain feel to them that is indescribable, something that nobody else can make. He just creates worlds that are easy to get lost in, with characters that sometimes aren't the easiest to get along with. Next up, we have Baseball, a Ken Burns film. I am a massive fan of Ken Burns and his documentaries. I think the Vietnam War, one of the greatest documentaries I've ever seen. The War is also fantastic. The Civil War is incredible, and Baseball is no different. I'm about 4 episodes in. Each one is about feature length, so I've been slowly getting through it. This is newly restored. It never was on Blu-ray until somewhat recently, and now we have it. It used to go up until, I think, the 90s, and then there was a 10th inning that they came out with that went all the way up to 2009. So it'd be very interesting to see them do an updated version up until like 2019 even, because baseball has evolved so much. And you know what, even put it past that, put it to wait till next year when the rules change and you can talk about the COVID season and all the different changes and ugliness of the past few years. It's just a documentary about baseball or a sport in general is just hard to encapsulate because it's never ending. There's always going to be something to talk about, and what they pack in here is incredible. There's so much history to the game, and it's amazing to learn about it and see the kind of footage that was captured and what they have. Players that I've never seen play before. It's amazing stuff. Next up, we have The Humans. This is based on a play, but this stars Richard Jenkins, Beanie Feldstein, Stephen Yeun, June Squibb, Amy Schumer, and Jane Hattishell, who actually is in the real play. On the surface, it's a family getting together for Thanksgiving. A lot more than that. Issues start to arise. There's banging on the walls, and it's like very hard to describe. The less you know, the better, but I really recommend people check this out. Less you know, the better, as I said. And at a point, it kind of evolves into a little bit of a horror film. Very strange, but I was really captivated by it. I think the performances are really good. Even Amy Schumer gives a very good, serious performance. The best thing I've seen her in. Richard Jenkins is great as always, and then everybody else is fantastic. It's one to watch. I was very curious about it when I saw it was on sale. It's like, I'll check that out. I'll check it out. Good reviews, and try it. Next up, we have the Arrow 4K set for True Romance. I don't think there was ever a cleaned up version of this that ever came out. There was the version that I have that's in the Tarantino 20 collection, but I'm glad they cleaned this up because it looks absolutely fantastic. This is a movie that I remember liking but hadn't watched it for years and years and years. Popped this in recently. Love the film. Once again, the charisma, the chemistry between Christian Slater and Patricia Arquette is absolutely fantastic. Patricia may have never looked better than she does in this film. Christian Slater may have never been cooler than he was in this film. It's a film I very much enjoy, and one that I'll probably pop in more often than I think I would have before. And finally, the big one. Godfather 50 years. This is a 4K set of the trilogy. Comes in this booklet. You pop this out. Oh god. Oh god. Oh god. Oh no. Oh man. Oh god. Oh man. Oh god. Oh man. You pop this out, you get these nice, beautiful pictures. But on top of that, you get the films too. Isn't that crazy? They come in this booklet. Kind of thin, but you know. Once upon a time, there was a murderous family of mobsters. This one, his name is Marlon Brandino. Here's the family at a wedding. Cut to the end, you have the discs, each one in 4K. Each one, well, 2 bonus discs. It only comes with the 4K versions. There's no Blu-ray versions in here, so this is not quote-unquote the definitive version, I guess you could say. But it is a beautiful set with some nice artwork, and one you could display, one you could show off to everybody. It's good, it's nice, it's beautiful. It's The Godfather. Well, that about wraps it up. Not a whole lot, but you know, enough to talk about, enough to show you. Make sure you check out Movie Palette. They have an infinite amount of films to choose from, and if they don't have the one that you want, they will make it for you. Just create your own. Just tell them what you want and they'll create it. Moviepalette.com, code SLACKER15. Save yourself some money while also displaying something you love, a film. As always, we want to thank you guys. New podcast coming soon, so be on the lookout for that. Appreciate everybody's constant support. Thank you for always being here. And as always, go fuck yourselves.